historic site, and there are lots of nice people to wave to at the old triangle on the way. Sometimes you'll see me waving to people who are my relatives, my friends. I promise that I don't plant them around the town. Now, on the way, we're about to go by Province House at Hollis and Prince Street. And Province House, everyone, is home to our provincial legislative assembly. That is a real big mouthful here in Halifax. And that's where our provincial government is based. A few months ago, on May 30th, we had a provincial election here in Nova Scotia. The three main political parties on that level are the Progressive Conservatives of Nova Scotia, the New Democratic Party, and the Liberals, who just won a consecutive majority government. This building dates back to 1811 to George in Halifax. And it is built on top of the location of the former residence of the first governor of Nova Scotia, based in Halifax in the 1750s. Anglican Church. It's here at this intersection of Prince and Barrington. St. Paul's, everyone, is an active Anglican place of worship. It's also the oldest Protestant place of worship in Canada. It dates back to 1749 and it was finished a year later in 1750. It's open every day for free to the public because the church understands that people want to check out the history. On the other side of the street, we're going to jump from 1749 to 1760, and that is the oldest surviving house in Halifax, the third oldest building in the city. Today it's home to two bars called Lot 6 and the Carlton. From 1760 to 2017, this is the Nova Centre, being built here in Halifax as a convention centre and hotel complex. It is the second most visited National Historic Site in all of Canada, and it's number 2 on that list, only to the Parliament buildings in Ottawa, Ontario. This year, probably a lot of you know that every national park and National Historic Site in the country is open for free to anyone, and that's part of Canada 150 celebrations marking 150 years of Canadian Confederation since July 1st, 1867. One tour, someone asked me, what's so great about Citadel Hill? They didn't know what was up there. There's a fort, and it's the 4th fort to be on that hill since 1749. The fort that we're going to drive around tonight, everyone, dates big range from about 1825 to the late 1850s for its construction. Checking in the first few minutes of the Harbour Hopper. How's everybody doing? Great. It's a beautiful night. On a lovely night such as the one we're enjoying right now, I like to tell people about the winter. And in the winter, Citadel Hill is covered in snow, and young children go sledding and tobogganing here on this beautiful hill. And some of my buddies like to go snowboarding. They just really have to know how to stop, or else things get a little dangerous on Brunswick Street. There are some classic photo opportunities coming up, and one of them is right here. You'll see the Old Town Clock on the right. The Old Town Clock dates back to 1802, 1803, and it was built for Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, father of Queen Victoria. At this time of night, things start to wind down on Citadel Hill when the fort closes for the evening. But throughout the day, this is where you can come for free to visit Fort George. Throughout the day, you'll see a guard on duty from the 78th Highland Regiment, and they're always stuck in a time bubble from the 1860s, so every little child in Halifax tries to make them laugh or smile, but it doesn't work. They're immune, because they don't know what a Harbour Hopper is, they don't understand tourism, they're stuck in that time bubble, they are on guard duty. You're going to notice that we're driving in a zigzag pattern. It's not to make you dizzy, it's because this fort is designed as an 8-pointed star to strengthen its defenses. We're now going to get a lovely sneak preview of my town of Dartmouth and of the Harbour bridges. The bridge closest to us, which links Halifax and Dartmouth, is called the Angus L. MacDonald Bridge. It's from the 1950s. It's nicknamed the Old Bridge. That's not calling any of you on the Harbour Hopper from the 50s old. It's only old in relation to the new bridge further down the harbour from the 1970s. Below us we have a wonderful public recreational facility collectively called the Halifax Commons. If you squint, you can see baseball diamonds, you can see people playing ultimate frisbee, there are spots to play cricket, rugby, there's lawn bowling. In the winter we have the Halifax Skating Oval. It doesn't have the most original name, but it's a wonderful free facility where you can rent skates for free. The school below us is called Citadel High School. It's a combination of two historic rivals in Halifax, St. Pat's and Queen Elizabeth. Traditionally, St. Pat's was for Catholic students and Queen Elizabeth was for Protestant students. That may look familiar if you've ever watched TV here in Canada, especially on CBC. That's home to a TV show, a comedy called Mr. D, about a really dysfunctional teacher, and on the show it's called Xavier Academy. Tonight you're going to see lots of people relaxing. Earlier in the day you'll see a lot of sun tanning on Citadel Hill, but I want to focus your attention down on the garrison grounds. This field was where I did archaeology all last summer, and I thought, what a neat opportunity. I'm going to find cannonballs, cannons, I'm going to get on the news. No. I dug up a plastic candy bag with an expiry date. I found a 1980 stop sign. But we did find some older stuff, including a 200-year-old gin bottle full of clear liquid, and we thought that liquid was historic alcohol, but we sniffed it and it was gross, stinky water. To give you a sense of where we are going to travel on the Harbour Hopper, we're going to turn down onto Sackville Street. We're going to drive around the beautiful Halifax